First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the New England Patriots. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they, too, were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffling. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s. But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. Well, this defense for the Browns, they played extremely well last week in the win over it.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this team, has got to be priority 1.
Now Jones. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 13 carries, 136 yards, and a touchdown.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down. Here's Hurts to throw. And he completes it to Hunt. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to it. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year. An open week coming up after this. So, I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to the open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead. Make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
Push him back. Push him back.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Flushed out right. And he whips that one incomplete there. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Flush to his right. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hunt. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
From the 16, Hurts. This will be caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Browns! Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones, he gets it complete to Harris. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll look to throw again. And caught by Henry. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Jones throwing complete for Harris. 3 yards to the gain there, 2nd down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Jones completes it to Aguilar. Touchdown, Patriots. Nelson Aguilar. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Here we go, D.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. His throw incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Hurts. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the made sure the quarterback saw him and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Room to run past midfield. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. A big play there on the keeper.
Well, that was something to behold there. You might expect runs like that from a kick returner or wide receiver, but that's your quarterback hitting top speed.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play, and then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off, and he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. They'll give it to Chubb. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. The tally there, -2 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
You can almost feel him thinking as he's running the football. Just one more block. Anything to get me to the perimeter and around the corner. Couldn't quite get there. Ends up getting spilled for a loss.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
They can't stop
Now the
us.
Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Bass is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
Not
way.
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
New England's offense set to go.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 33. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession.
And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. Touchdown! Austin Hooper, his 2nd touchdown of the season. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Patriots with the football here late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. On third down, here's Harris. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. On first down, Hurts. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Swings this out for Hunt.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going.
And he's taken down inside the 30. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will do it for this first half. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
So here are the Browns to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now this throw caught left side and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Big play that time through the air. 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
They go play action with Hurts.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
A give. This is Chubb. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down at 8.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
The kidder here, it's complete. Touchdown, Browns!
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland.
And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it.
So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2.
And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
From the gun, Jones. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight line. Of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Operating from the gun, Jones. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And, Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL than just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound. And
the defense loses him. It's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. A solid stiff arm. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Well, they're hoping the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40. The 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. The Browns defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. New England trying to get a place on offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Jones now throwing after the interception. Got the connection here to Bourne.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Jones. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. And way down into the red zone before he's dropped inside of Cleveland's 15. A big play there for New England. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he dropped it about the 11 after only a yard. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
That's to Aguilar. Touchdown, Patriots. Nelson Aguilar. His second touchdown of the night. And the Patriots get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now down to 20. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Chubb will have the first down and much more. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Nick Chubb, about as dynamic a runner as the NFL has to offer. He put his talents on full display there. That was some kind of run.
And how about the situation that we're in right now? Because this is the fourth quarter. So you know there's some tired legs out there on defense and probably some tired minds as well trying to chase guys around for 4 quarters. But this is where conditioning, athleticism, that separates the good backs from the great backs. And that was an A-plus effort right there.
Now Jones on 1st and 10. This one to Bourne, and he's got it. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw into the hands of Henry here. 7 yards to pick up there.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Powers through him. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Throwing Jones. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in a game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Going for a right side here, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
Continuing to keep their foot on the gas, and it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast out there all game long when they throw the football. They're picking up nice chunks of real estate, significant yardage on just about every throw that they make. And there's another one there, and they continue to have that fun that you just talked about.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy.